talking
quiet.
midnight.
He's a quiet boy.
It was just very like no movement whatsoever, and it scared
We
me.
can test it with this. But yeah, Minecraft is like it basically is like an MMO with no MMO to it, and there's not a lot to it in general. Um, but it's just Legos too
It is
as
just
well.
Legos. It's because
Um,
I mean, even with like the crazy stuff in Legos, you can think of it that way too, where it's just I'm gonna make a robot right now, and you can do all of that.
well, there were like it was such a big game that there was like multiple different ways people interpreted it as a game. Like a lot of people just hated it for one, like just
Yeah,
this is dumb, which is what Fortnite is right now. It's just like there's lots of people that don't like Fortnite, just
I
as much
just
as
don't
there are
like
people that do
Fortnite
like Fortnite.
because it's boring. Like, there's not a
But there you
lot
go.
going on.
I think that Midnight isn't that kind of why you hate Minecraft.
I'm just not a fan of games that have no point, and the point of it is just play it forever and until you.
But that's what
are
I'm
done with it.
saying. That's not what Fortnite is. Fortnite is boring
there a
playground mode?
because
Point?
it's
Is there a
a
game?
action.
Is there a story? Is there an ending?
Minecraft
Yes,
has
to
an
all
ending.
those things in Minecraft. There's a point.
They added it later, but to be honest, it's not like it's just an experience of like journey, not the destination concept. And I've always been a fan of that for a lot of games. But don't get me wrong, I love a game that ends because then it's over, and then it was a great experience, like that I enjoyed, and it was over. Like Okami is a great game because it's so big, so open. You play the whole game, and it's done, and you're done. Like you can go in depth of how much you do. Like you can go find all the beads, you can go do all the challenges, you can go do all this stuff, but then there's an ending. So I agree with you, but that's just. I mean, there's room for every kind of game there is. So to say that like this one game that just happened to be extremely popular doesn't have an ending, it's like, well, that's because it's like a day of life kind of game. Think of it like you remember what is it like
The
Second
90s.
Life, not Second Life, but what did PS4 have, PS3 have?
Oh, the PlayStation Home.
Yeah, it's like that where like you're just in a hub with hanging out with people and you're all talking. Think of it more like that game, but then you can also build stuff,
Yeah.
right? So like
'Cause,
that's how I see the
Right.
game.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that basically is all that Minecraft is and was. Because that's why on console they're pushing so much multiplayer and like super cross-platform and everything. Because it's not really about playing the game. It's about hanging out with your friends while you play the game.
Yeah, and
But that's the thing too, is like you can get friends playing the game now because there's like looking for group and like a bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah, and
I
mean, my niece is still playing it today.
Now? No.
My niece is straight up playing the game right now, and she's like in this unicorn world that like everything is colorful and everyone has unicorns and shit, and it's like it's just like one mod and like that's it, and like you can hang out with your friends and talk and what. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like, yeah, I bought this house. I'm like, what do you mean you bought the house? She's like, I used money in game to buy the house. I'm like,
what in the world?
What game are you playing? This is not Minecraft. And they're like, yeah, it is. Look, it's Minecraft. And I'm like, whoa. I even set her up on like, well, it's like a mod. It's just like one mod just does that. So that's the other thing is like the game is so it's like Roblox now at this point. Think of it more like Roblox.
Okay.
Like visualize. Yeah, you go oof. So it's the same concept as what Roblox is for kids, where they just like they just do whatever the fuck they want, and you can't tell them what to do, Dad.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Yeah.
But the negative in that, and I totally agree. If this is like terrible, is like now they won't play other games because this game is offering like 90% of their entertainment. Like they don't need to watch anything because they're playing the game. They don't need to play a different game because the game has what they want to experience. It's like, do you want to own a house? I was like, yeah. Do you want to go on an adventure? Yeah. Do you want to kill a guy? Here's a gun.
Like, sure.
Like it. So, but now Minecraft is like what, like 8 years old now?
Yes, 8 years since it's been public. Because that's when it was in alpha, and then since it's been quote unquote out, It's still been 5 years, hasn't it? Didn't it come out in 2013, 1.0?
Yeah,
Fuck,
but
that's old.
I mean, but I also agree with you, Midnight. Like, it's not. There's not a lot of substance to the game. You have to really bring that substance, and it asks a lot of the
Yeah,
player.
no, that was 2011.
No, actually, I remember thinking about this when we
Fuck.
had the first Minecraft discussion and like why I'm so angry towards it, and I just remember it right now. So, with my specific scenario, it was that I grew up in an environment that like I constantly got shamed for liking video games, and like I got bullied for it a lot and stuff. But then as soon as Minecraft came around or stuff with like Call of Duty or Guitar Hero or whatever, it was just the trend
Right.
game that everyone was playing. It's now video games are magically okay as long as it's the trend game that you're cool for playing. So that was just sort of like why was sort of cynical towards it.
Resentful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's sort of why I still have a cynical.
Yeah, you were in a
that.
bad age range too when that came out then. Because, like, when
Yeah.
I played Minecraft, we were in high school and people were trading the USB with Minecraft on it to play it on the computers during computer lab.
Yeah. We would go into the computer lab, either download it or you even did like the fucking web browser version
Yep.
and just hang out. And like that's where you saying like, oh, you get bullied for liking video games. If you were literally just a little bit older or like in a few different cultures, like
Could have been the town you're in, you know. It's
never,
all weird.
Yeah, it never mattered. Like I've been playing video games since I was little. I was never made fun of for playing video games because everybody's like, "Oh shit, yeah, Sega. I'm gonna play my PlayStation," and like everybody had video games. It's just a thing. It's like watching a movie. You'd make fun of somebody for playing video games for too much, but like honestly, some of my earliest memories is going over to one of my brother's friends' houses and playing a LAN party of fucking Halo 1. Like,
dude, I was a cool kid, and I brought my
it's
GameCube
the
over
coolest
to the group daycare that I didn't even need to go to. Like, I didn't need to have a daycare. I just brought my GameCube
You're just
over
like,
and played
look
with
at my
all the
GameCube.
kids.
It's got a handle.
Yo, I got a GameCube. Let's play some fucking Smash, dude.
Oh my god.
And like they were like,
Yeah.
oh, and I was like, yeah. And now I'm cool because I brought video games over.
Yeah,
and then they
and,
would
like-
kick me out of it, and they played my game, and I watched it play. And I'm like, okay.
And see, that's what happens instead of getting bullied.
I get
They just
bullied.
need your video games.
They beat me up. But no, I think it has a lot to do with like the timing probably for you, and I feel
Yeah.
bad for that.
Yeah, I learned.
Uh,
I realized a long time ago I was born at the wrong time and in the wrong place. Long story short, don't
Yeah.
come to Connecticut. Not good place.
You got it, dude.
I mean, yeah, just in
I mean,
general.
As a Florida kid, there is no children. There's no
Yeah, I heard
teenage
that.
culture. There's no
A lot of old.
like the only things that have interest me is like a zoo, and I've been to that zoo like 20 times in my fucking life, and I don't want to go again. It's the same zoo, but there's nothing like young culture here whatsoever. So I totally get that. And like
No, yeah.
the people around here and like the teenagers around here are more sports oriented, and it's like,
Yep.
okay, cool.
No, that's
and, like,
exactly
the
what it was for me too.
Yeah, the friends in high school were like they were cool people, but again, did not share any interest whatsoever on like making movies or like playing games, and it's just like that's why I didn't start a YouTube channel with people in my own town because there was nobody.
Mhm.
So that's kind of why Visnomatic happened, was because like I didn't have anybody locally that I wanted to do it with, and I was like, there isn't really a channel that treats its group like a group. Like they treat them like an MCN at that time. That's why I came up with the Visnomatic idea in the first place, was like, what if we could put people together, but it's just to collab and it's not like a business.
Yeah.
And to my discussion, there's probably plenty of channels that were doing that I just was 100% not aware of.
Because I mean, like technically, the creatures were doing that.
Yeah, I was just thinking about them. It's just like they were probably that too, but they eventually move in with each other and do that, and maybe we will too
Yeah.
eventually. But
And,
we
like,
also see
I
how that
guess
plays out.
Technically, the Yogscast were like that,
Yeah,
but really, that's two groups out of thousands on
and
YouTube.
while on that topic, it's still the concept of the fact that we don't really have a game. Like Minecraft was a game for literally both of those groups. Like that was like
Yeah.
the game that built those cultures around those two channels, as an example. They don't play it anymore, probably. I think Yogscast still plays a little bit, but
Well, Yogscast
like-
is built on Minecraft, so they go between Yogscast and Gmod right now.
Yeah, but and that's another game that has literally no end. Um, so it's something about these games that have so much openness and so much control that makes for good content too. It because you make the experience your own. When you watch a let's play and you watch a game, say for example a scary game, it's like, oh, he's gonna get scared at this one turn because I know it's gonna happen. And it's like same with that's why Five Nights at Freddy got so popular, is because like, oh, he's gonna get scared because he's definitely not gonna get it right, so he's definitely gonna fucking freak out. So I want to watch that. But like open games, you could have 8 different channels all playing the same exact Minecraft game, and not a single one of their playthroughs are going to be identical whatsoever, or even close to each other. Like completely different styles, completely different experiences, completely different personalities, ways of editing, ways of like presenting the content, because there's a controllable factor of the game itself too.
Yep.
And especially like how many people are in the game. Like it can range from like 5 people to 10 people to like 100 people, like VGA. Like VGA had that interesting culture of like having so many people in the game, but so much control too. Like there was so much of a controlled mindset of like, let's build something together. And that's kind of why VGA got popular too, was because of, believe it or not, fucking goddamn Minecraft. For a lot of the non OG AVG fans, that's how we got a lot of the community together, was because of Minecraft.
Oh shit, I guess
So
you're right. Because
yeah,
it's either Minecraft or TF2.
well, it kind of branched those two together of just like, and TF2 there was like this competitive aspect here, but a lot of the time it was like I would wake up at 7 in the morning, jump on, Europeans were still playing because it's late for them, but they were still fucking playing. I'd play with them, and experience my day, but I really wasn't like mad about losing. It wasn't like there was no um experience of like having to win, I guess,
Yeah.
but it was still fun to play. Um, but that's what I'm saying is like right now the stagnant culture of like we don't have a game that is offering that's new. Like right now, GTA 5 is like the newest game, and I don't like the culture around it. You know, like it's
No.
about killing people and running around and driving cars. While
Plus,
there's
it's
going to be
5
funny,
years old.
yeah, and while I think that's funny and stuff, there's not a new game that everyone's going to get behind and get it. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to come out, and it's going to have probably the most exceptional multiplayer ever, but not everybody's going to want to play that kind of game. That's the problem. Minecraft as a game is just like anyone could technically play it. Like, I mean, it's made for goddamn kids. It's like it's supposed to be easy to jump in, do whatever you want to do, and then you can leave. And there's no negative there except for other players. Fallout 76 is another example of a game that gives you that kind of experience, but again, it's not going to pull in everybody. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, we need a game that pulls the people, but still allows this like small culture to happen. I don't know. Like,
No
what do you
Man's
think,
Sky
man? I
is
don't know.
not that game.
No, it's not either. Like that's what I'm saying is like these third person, first person, like you have a gun, like literally get the gun out of my hand, and I think I'll probably like the game a little bit more. Like if they made a Mirror's Edge, and like the game is it's a ever procedural city, like you're in the city world, and you get to run and get packages, and you grab those packages, and you can build your house, whatever you fucking want. But all you do is run and do deliveries and shit, and you go deliveries with other people, and then you have races, and it's like I'd probably play that game. There's
That
not a
sounds
lot
tight
of
as fuck, actually.
like it's not as like open in terms of like control of your character, but
Yeah.
it's still cool, and it's not you don't have a gun in your goddamn hand.
Yeah.
What do you think, Midnight?
Yeah, I like the variety of Visnomanic, but I do enjoy and just the variety of channels in general. But I do like games or channels that are known for that one series or that franchise. Like, even though I'm known as like the Knights person or whatever, I have one Knights LP on my channel and I continue with the variety and stuff. But I like how people would get excited for me to do anything related to that franchise just because they know I'm so passionate about it and they know I would want to do something special for it. So something for Visnomatic that would be unique. I really did enjoy the Mario Party thing, and I think people didn't really fully
Right.
grasp it that we weren't actually together in the room, but we were playing a 1990s Mario Party game over the internet and stuff. So something that like that involves all multiple people playing a game together, and that
That's what I agree on. I totally agree with that.
mhm. And something that isn't like a modern thing that everyone's doing. Just like the fact that it's a multiplayer thing, but we're all still separated, but we're still able to play it. So maybe we could run forward with Mario Party. There's some other game we could work with, or
Well,
maybe
that's
maybe
the
Smash
idea
Bros
there,
could be
and
our
like
thing. Who knows?
literally, yeah, this concept has been like going for a long time of like making people, and that's was like the motif of Vismatic, right? When I wanted to design is like make people know and believe and understand, and this is now a more accepted fact, but like you can have really, really good friends that are online and you never really see them. Like you can have that experience. Like it's true. And like when Parsec came out and it actually worked, me and Hunter have been trying to make what Parsec was, just like jerry rigging like 3 different like screen viewers and 2 different, like we had like Splash Top on one side and Team Viewer on the other, which got hacked, and it like we were trying to make it work. And then Parsec just comes out and like it's exactly what you want. Like that. And it's like fucking what the fuck?
Yeah. We're not even angry. It's just like, where was it literally a year and a half ago when we were
because we were trying to make this
different
happen.
programs.
Yeah, so we're finally getting that generation. The fact of how easily Mario Party happened and how easy that experience was, besides like 20 minutes, which I made a video of just us like fucking around trying to figure out how to make it work. But it's just like the culture there is a good one. I like that, and I want to go that direction. It's just having party nights and planning that and getting all our schedules back together. It's right now our schedules look like it's like either you're on the weekend or you're on Monday or Tuesday. Like that looks like the window everyone seems to have. Like I wish everybody was on the weekend, then we could all do it, but some of us work goddamn retail, so that ain't gonna happen anytime soon.
The weekends are never off.
Yeah, so it's just about getting the schedules together. And the other thing is training everybody to do what I'm doing, like, and what Hunter can do, and like making it so easy to use. That's why like, and me and Hunter learned this very hard, is like if we introduce a program to the other Viznos and like they don't want to know how to use it, or they don't want to learn how to use it, it's not gonna.
It's the worst thing in the world. They think
like
it
you
never
tell me
works.
I could do another program.
Hell. And it's like, no, you push 2 buttons and it does what you're trying to do,
but
and
like
it'll
DX
just do it. And they're like,
DX Story, like we like if you don't know what you're looking at, I can understand why you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
That's why we're switching to OBS, is just because you're like, and there you go.
But
like
the whole point we switched to DX Story in the first place is because it was easy after it was set up. Like you can have the single program that would record your audio, the game audio, and Mumble as a backup, plus the game, and all you do is push a single button.
And let me tell you, backups are fucking everything. Backups, man. 6 backups.
But it's just everybody's like, oh, I'm scared. And that's why, like, in the folder, I made pictures and like said, you click this and this and you do that. But half the time, nobody would do it. They just wouldn't set it up properly. And they're like, oh, I haven't touched that in years. And I'm like, why? You've made 6 Lex plays. What the fuck are
Lex
you using?
plays? Why are you playing a Lex play? And then I still don't understand how Sylvia gets files down to like kilobytes. I don't know how, like she's got witchcraft editing.
Because she's probably just like
she's compressing the hell out of it, but it still works.
1,000 like megabytes, so like it just doesn't look
great.
good.
But
for what she does, since it's not
There's
a lot of
movement on the screen,
it doesn't matter.
So I am okay with that. I like the literally. I hired on Sylvia. I said, do you want to like do what you do on your channel, but kind of like on our channel, but like with people? And she's like, cool, yeah. And like she's just started like cranking out content nonstop. So that like I just never have to worry about Wednesdays for the rest of my goddamn life. I feel like, because it's just
she just does it.
Dating sims. Yeah. So it's trying to get each Vizno on the trend of utilizing this content, utilizing these tools, and having a show. And I'm trying to give everybody a show that's like a veteran with Visnomatic, and then the newcomers like you, Midnight, are gonna like be a guest star, and then as you feel more comfortable and you learn the tools, you'll have a show, and then that'll be your thing, or you'll have a series at least, and just kind of like, and then the idea is like to like exponentially grow this as our channel grows. Like if we get to like 1,000, 10,000 subs, which will
We
be
got
like
to
another
1,000.
fucking goddamn 5 years.
Well, that's what I was about to say, is that we need to we need to sit down and do a business day, like actually be like, what
sit
is a
down.
game that's trending, and like, can
That's
we
the thing, though.
use to catapult? I know like you can't, but there is a trick. There's a statistical
No,
thing.
yeah. I know.
And we
But
need
what
to
I'm
be
saying,
like, what do we do that we can nudge into there? And
Yeah.
then once we get a fan base, fuck it, we do whatever we want again. But
yeah, I'm
if you
still
need
I'm
that-
still waiting for the game to exist. Like there's not, like I said, we're stagnant right now. We're in this ocean of like every game is like slightly like a premise that's sort of like Minecraft, or sort of in the premise of a battle royale game, or sort of in the
Yeah.
premise of being a previous franchise, and there's so much deep lore that you can't inject your own there.
I mean, yeah, and you're right about the lore stuff, because it's more what I think about what I like watching on YouTube. It's either fuck it tech tubers, where it's about cool stuff, or it's like the role playing channels. Like that's why I liked Yogscast back in the day, because it wasn't
Yeah.
them, it was them like, oh, we're trapped in the video game, but it's fun, and like that's why I like.
I think
Kraken.
that's coming back around. I think that's what like, and that's kind of what one of the new shows is gonna be like.
Yes. Because
So
I know that's what Circuit Break is about. It's just
Yeah,
I
that's-
want that. That's the content I enjoy.
yeah,
watching.
but the problem with that kind of content, and it takes more time, and I still want to live to the schedule of like, I already deleted 2 days
Yeah.
of the week, so I still want to have the experience of still providing
hear that,
content
Victor.
almost every day. But I want it to keep going with the regular content to the point where like literally in where are we? After October, November, November, there's not a single video I think that's coming out that I'm in. I edited
Okay.
some of it, but I'm not in it. So that is such a weird euphoria for me.
Yeah.
Because I think I've been in every month, no matter what, like most likely going to be in every single month of Visnomatic. So to know that there is a month that exists that I'm not going to be in any of the content, like freaks me out, because
we
that's
gotta change that right now.
oh god, I've been building up that concept of like I just take a back seat and I become a developer of the higher end content, the stuff that takes longer, the stuff that takes time and planning and preparation and scheduling and planning and putting that all up on the top.
Well, I mean, that's why like I'm trying to streamline everything I do with streaming. It's why I am getting on a schedule for myself. Every single Tuesday, we are trying to have my stream, and it's because then for like a lot of the like role play things, like Circuit Break can work as a improv session. We don't need to script nearly as much.
Well,
We
yeah,
can
that's
have
what
a
I'm
more
saying.
scripted show, like
To
because that'd
just
be
like,
fun. But
I think I'm gonna make this a Patreon thing.
yeah.
As a concept for Circuit Break, it would be that you and me are just regular everyday Joes, but we we play up like I'm role playing to you, and you're just like not buying it. Like, what do you mean we're trapped in a goddamn video game? I'm looking at the screen and it like pans out of that. It's just like some shit like that happens. Like those kind of gags will exist in this.
Yeah.
But
I'm
then
looking
like
at it right now, and then it's just the live
but then we
action of a
turn and it's like
game.
enter as a pirate, just being like, yo! It's just like, it's not enter. It's just like a pirate, but Enter's playing the character of a pirate. They're like, welcome to me ship! And it's just like, oh, okay, we're here now. Like, who are you? I'm like, I'm Captain Jones. And it's like, what is that? They're like, we're on a goddamn pirate ship. And like, we're in space. We're in a pirate ship.
Space pirate.
I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And what are we doing? We're gonna blow up that planet. It's like, what? Whoa. So that's the show of just like interjecting our own lore into a game, and I mean, that's what does the views, dude. But it takes a lot more prep and and stuff, and just like to say that that's like 3 episodes and saying that that's all that it's gonna be, and then we're gonna jump to a different game is just kind of freaky.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's because doing all of that once we can, it'll probably take like a week to do.
Well, it's just
Like,
like
the
filming
3
that episode.
episodes.
Yeah, it's filming that episode series and then like holding on to it and then like not doing anything with it, and then film the next couple with the next cast of people and then hold on to that. So that's what I mean
Yeah.
about like having everyone just film these series and then like in January be like, boom, this is coming out every week and it's awesome. It's a great
Yeah.
like we put everything into this show. Not to say the downplay in the other shows, it's just that some shows are
No.
like you turn on the camera, it's commentary, everyone loves that. We're funny, so fuck you.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
it's just like with Game Grumps. I'm barely watching any of their normal Let's Plays, but
No,
the 10-minute
there's power hour all the time, dude. I think that's what's happening is like people are like getting stagnant with standard Let's Plays for like the average
I'd say,
viewer. Like
2-3 years, Let's Plays have been kind of petering out. Not because they're getting bad.
No.
It's just it's normal. Like you watch them play the game and like, okay, cool.
But in that standard, like we're still gonna do it. And Midnight, like you mentioned this like way at the start, where like you play a game and like people are excited about you playing that game, and I think that's always gonna have a cultural spot. Especially like you play games that are like in a motif, like they're like I can just look at the list of the games you've played and know what kind of person you are, and I find that interesting in a channel. I think that's probably why I brought you on anyways, because you have such a like
that meme.
You have a distinguished personality with the games that you like and the games that you play, and like there's a style and a theme there. And I think Let's Players like that will still always have that culture, but there will also be a culture of those Let's Players that scream nonstop 24/7, and like that's their content and people love it.
Yeah. Which I don't.
Yeah, but the landscape of Let's Playing is definitely going to change, and as the Visnomadic name goes, we are an ever-changing vision, so we will always change to follow whatever our path might be.
Hey guys, you want to connect up to my computer?
And with that, we'll see you all later.
Oh my god.
Sorry about that. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. If you're already subscribed to this patron, you would have heard this. If you didn't subscribe to this patron, how'd you get this patron? Subscribe to this patron. How'd you get this patron? Subscribe to this patron. How'd you get this patron?